Welcome to the fifth video of Azure Data Engineering playlist. In this video, we will understand the advanced concepts like the real world use case of Azure Storage account and also how to give access in real world. Let's get started. Azure Storage account is mostly used for storing the data. Let's understand it with an example. Suppose there's a company which is Facebook. Now this Facebook company is having some of its users, right? Suppose it has 100 users and it shares the details of those 100 users somewhere in the server, right? And this is suppose data of those 100 customers. But now suppose out of this 100, if the numbers of users increased from 100 to 1000 users, now what will happen? See, this servers is good, but it has some limitations, and limitations can come and it can cause, some disruptions or slowness. And to fight with that, what we can do is instead of saving the file here, so suppose this is our server where we are saving the details of those 1000 customers. We can attach it to a cloud platform like Azure for now. When we attach it to our cloud platform, the data of those customers will be saved in a storage account. So that's one utility because right now it does not matter if the customers are 1000 or 1 lakh or 10 lakh or 1 crore. I mean, it's all right because storage account is known for its what scalability. So even if the numbers increased from the 100 customers to like 1000 customers, it will be all right. So we do not need to worry about that, and that's a good utility. Other than that, now suppose let's understand with this example only. Initially, what we used to do, we used to have a server, but now suppose even in this one server, I want to analyze those customers. I want to what analyze those customers. That means suppose I in Facebook, what details I can have? I can have details of the age of the customer. I can have details of their address, right? So those are the on the trends going on. So these are few things that I can analyze. But now if I just suppose I want to analyze it right now, if I go on and try to fetch the details from this server, the server will become slow because it is a machine and every machine has some limitations. And what will happen is, suppose the server is slow, that means the app will become slow for its customer. Now you suppose you are using Facebook and it is getting very slow, so it is not convenient, and that's not what we expect from a social media. We want it to be fast. But if I go on and try to analyze it, the server will become slow, and because of that, the Facebook app will become slow because it will be difficult for Facebook app to fetch the details from the server. Now, if we use the cloud, and if we want to analyze the data, what we can do instead of just getting the details from the server, just getting the details from the server itself, what I can do is instead of getting it from here, I can try to fetch the details of those 100 or customers to from our Azure storage account and try to analyze it. Now, what will happen? The details are here, right? And now, if the Facebook tries to, grab the details of those customers, it will be able to grab it from here, and it will be easier and faster way. So this is way faster than the previous traditional method that we were using above. So this would be slow. And that those are the two utilities that we can use Azure storage account. And so this is the big picture. So what is it? This is like the big picture of what is happening and how we use Azure storage account. Now, talking from a perspective of a data engineer, from a DE perspective, what we can do is, let's understand it from a data engineer perspective according to the roles and responsibilities. So suppose we have a company, okay, let's say if we have Facebook, and Facebook, it would be having a private database. Let's call it on premises. For now, understand on premises as the private database where the details would be getting saved. So it's private, it's not for public. Suppose this Facebook, and in that we can have different servers. So suppose this is on premises database that the Facebook has, and I want to save the details. I want to save the data in a cloud, let's say Azure. So this there would be a process, right? Let's understand it. There would be a process to save the details of those customers from on DB to our cloud platform, Azure Cloud. Right. We can, and in Azure Cloud we can have Azure Storage account. So there would be a process to save the data from here to here, right? And that process, what we can call it, we can call it ETL process, ETL, right? Where E means extract, transform, and load. And then what will happen is we can extract data from here. We can try to extract data from on-premises database, transform the data a little bit of what's important, and then load the data into the cloud. So here it is extract. Here we are extracting, then we are transforming data, and then we are loading the data into our Azure. So this whole process would be called as ETL process. And okay, so this would be the work of data engineer. That what we do is we even create and maintain the pipelines. So this is what we will generally be working on. And for Azure, for doing that, for doing this whole process, let me just and like doing this whole process, like this process starting from here to here, we have a tool also in Azure. When we use Azure platform, we have a tool. Let's call it Azure Data and Factory. So let's call this Azure Data Factory. In short, ADF. So we'll be using this ADF platform to what to do this ETL process, and that would be the thing that we would be working on, and those are the things that we would be understanding with the real world use case of Azure Storage account. Now, the question can come. See, here I am giving, here what is happening automatically, the details or the data from on-premises database are getting loaded into Azure cloud platform. But the question can come, how actually I'm giving access of my Azure account to any, database? How do this access giving process really works? And for that, here's a topic, access, and in that there are three ways to give access of our Azure storage account. The first way is using access keys. So the first way is using access keys, and the second way is using SAS token. SAS means shared access signature. The third way is role-based way to give the access, which happens through IAM option in the cloud. Let's go to our cloud platform and let's try to understand all those three ways that we can give access to anyone. This is the storage account that we had created. And right now we are in overview. Let's go to and see how to give access. We can simply type access keys and it will come under security plus networking. When we go inside of it, we will see storage account name. Okay. So here are two keys, which are key one and key two. We are given two keys. Okay. Let's see how it looks. So it's some kind of encrypted. We can copy it from here and give it to the other person who wants to access our storage account. So this is first way, but we do not generally give access using access keys. Why? Because it's like giving full control to the other person. It's giving, it's like giving the full access to the other person. The other person can add, delete, add another person to a storage account. So this is not the recommended way. Instead of that, what we do is we use this something called SAS token, which is shared access signature. So here we are, we have this as well inside security plus networking, and we can give access on this very micro level. Like we suppose I would just want to give access to the other person in context of blob or file. Okay, I can give it from there. I just want to give the access of the container. Now here in container, I want to give access to like read and write only, not delete. Okay. I just don't want the other person to, to even add the another thing. I can give access to that. Now, another good thing, suppose I want to give access till tomorrow. N- Okay, I have given it from here. Now the other person won't be able to access this storage account after 14th March 2025. Now, okay, let's go to generate SAS and connection string. Here we have SAS token. This has been generated. We can copy it from here and give it to the other person who wants to have access to our storage account. So this is the second way, and this is the recommended and most used one. Why? Because you are giving access on a very micro level. I can give you access and it will be done automatically. I won't, go and try to revoke the permission that I've already given. It will be done automatically. Now there's a third way. We looked at the two ways right now. There's third way, which is using access control. Now this is a role based access that we can provide. Now suppose a new person joins the team and I want to give him access, as much access I have. So what I can do is I can simply go and add role assignments. As of now it is a learning account and this has been disabled. But when you click on it and when you click on this add role assignment, it will be having these roles. Suppose you want to give the access, you can go to privileged administrator roles, giving the owner. It will be giving him all the access. It will be giving him full access as the access that you have. There's one more thing, guys. This access control thing is a very powerful way to give access. Let's understand it. So we are talking about this role based. And what I was saying is, there's a company. Suppose we have a company, these companies like TCS, Infosys, they also use this cloud platforms like Azure or AWS or GCP, whatever. Now, these companies, suppose in TCS, let's take the example of TCS. And in TCS, we have multiple projects which are going on, P1, P2, and P3. And TCS won't always go every time go to this cloud platforms for asking for the subscriptions. What it will do is, suppose it will be having multiple projects, and for those multiple projects, it can have multiple subscriptions. This project P1 can have subscription 1, this can have subscription 2, and this project 3 can have subscription 3. The best part about this is that of the billing of the resources happens on subscription level only. And in that subscription, we can have multiple resource groups. So suppose this is resource group 1, resource group 2. And in that one resource group can have multiple resources, like I can have virtual machine, or I can have storage account, or I can have some other service as well, file service, something, any service that I can use. Now, suppose I am giving anyone anyone access on this storage account level using SAS tokens or any other thing. So that person will be having access to this storage account only. He won't be having access to VM or file share. I want to give, I am an administrator and I want to give him access, same access as me. What I can do is I can give him access on subscription level. if the person has having access on subscription level, he will be having access to all the resource groups inside that subscription first. Now if the person has access to all the resource group in that particular subscription, he can have, access to all the resources inside that resource group. He can have access to VM, storage account, file share all at once. You do not need to provide access again and again and again. You can just provide access to him once. Let's go and in our portal and see what I'm talking about. Suppose I just wanted to give him access on the storage account level, I could give it from here, but I want to give him access on subscription level. So I can go to this subscriptions, and by default, as this is a um, learning account, I just have one. And in that, I am having a similar option like IAM. And on clicking on it, I can add role assignments. If you have even having a trial account, it will be enabled. And when you click on it, add role assignment, it will be showing you similar assignments. Similar roles. You have to go to this roles and privileged administrator roles, and then from here you can click on it and add this role based access to this particular person. And this is the third way that you can give access. So here we understood two things from this video. We understood about the real world use cases of our Azure storage account and the role of data engineer. We also understood how do we actually give access to a storage account using these three ways. Giving the first one was using access keys. We understood that we do not generally give use this particular way to, to give access to the other person, because what might happen is it gives full control to the other person, and that's not really good. We generally use SAS token, shared access signature, because here everything is automated. You can, and you give permissions to only to micro level, right? And the third one was using role based access system, which was using IAM. And in that we also understood that you will, if you, just give access on a subscription level, you won't need to worry about the other parts, like giving access every time to every resource. And these are the two things that we've discussed in this video. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much.